An Israeli attack on the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza has killed at least 20 Palestinians. These are pictures of the moment one of the strikes hit the medical complex, which is the biggest in the south of the Strip. 5 of those killed were journalists working for some of the world's best-known news organizations. The journalists killed are Mariam Abu Taha, Moaz Abu Taha, Mohammed Salama, Hassam al-Masri and Ahmed Abu Aziz. Mariam worked with several media outlets, including the Associated Press. Moaz was a Palestinian journalist. Mohammed was a photojournalist for Al Jazeera Media Network. Hassam worked for the international news agency Reuters, and Ahmed worked for Quds Network. The Gaza government media office has issued a statement saying it strongly condemns the systematic assassination of Palestinian journalists and is calling on journalistic bodies worldwide to condemn these crimes. The statement goes on to say that it holds the US and the countries participating in the genocide, including the UK, Germany and France, fully responsible. It ends by urging the international community to exert pressure to stop the genocide, protect journalists and media professionals, and stop their assassination. Hind Khadri is live for us outside central Gaza's largest healthcare facility, the Al-Aqsa Hospital in Deir al-Bala. For viewers who are just joining us and perhaps are just catching up with what's been happening over the last few hours, just bring us up to date with what happened.
Well, the first attack was on a cameraman and his camera. It's the Reuters live feed camera, where it was set up on the rooftop of Al-Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis. And this live feed camera has been rolling for the past couple of weeks. And an Israeli explosive drone exploded and killed Hussam al-Masri, the Reuters cameraman. A couple of minutes later, after the first attack happened, journalists, medical staff, civil defense teams went up to the rooftop to retrieve the body of Hussam and also to rescue those who have been wounded by the attack. And that's when the second attack took place. This second attack was recorded live and documented and shows how Palestinian civil defense teams were trying to rescue the body of Hussam. It also shows how the photojournalists were taking pictures of what happened. Mariam Abu Daqqa, Moaz Abu Taha, Mohammed Salama and Ahmed Aziz were killed in this attack. We're talking about at least 5 Palestinian journalists and the civil defense teams, and also there were reports about medical staffs and medical doctors who are also among those who have been killed. This has been definitely not the first attack on Al-Nasser Hospital. A couple of months ago, an attack killed Hassan Slayh, who was admitted inside the hospital. And Hassan Slayh was one of the most prominent journalists across the Gaza Strip. A couple of days ago, 15 days ago, Al-Shifa Hospital was also targeted, where Anas al-Sharif, Mohammed Qriqa, and more journalists from Al Jazeera have been killed in this attack. So we have been seeing a pattern of Palestinian journalists being killed and also medical facilities being targeted.
Yeah, and I want to ask you about that because you're outside the Al-Aqsa Hospital, and you and our teams regularly report from there, and also are very often linked to hospitals or working in the grounds of hospitals. Why is it that journalists are choosing to work at these medical centres?
First of all, hospitals are known to be safe. Second of all, the hospitals across the Gaza Strip are the only places where you can find internet and electricity. We're talking about 23 months without any electricity across the Gaza Strip, and finding internet is very, very hard. Most of the hospitals have solar panels, and this is how we get our stuff charged, our laptop charged. How I am live right now, my service provider is actually Al-Aqsa Hospital, and this is how most of the Palestinian journalists are relying on. We're talking about a destroyed city where services are very, very limited and our resources are very limited. Second of all, the hospital is where the stories are, where the malnutrition cases are, where injuries, where the Palestinians killed are transferred. And most of those Palestinians come here to report straight away of what the stories are. Inside Al-Aqsa Hospital, there are millions of stories. Every single person inside this hospital has a story. We're talking to those who are injured from the GHF sites. We're talking to starved Palestinians. We're talking to Palestinians who have been trapped under the rubble. Every single day, we're meeting new people, and this is where we get our testimonies. And without being in the hospital, always, I won't be able to come and stand in front of you and to report. And this is what most of the other journalists are relying on. The fact that we're in the hospital is also not making us away from the risk, because I remember multiple times where I was reporting and the hospital was targeted, and also my colleagues Tariq Abu Azzoum and his team were inside the hospital a couple of days ago when a tent inside the hospital has been targeted. So this has been a pattern, it has been continuous, and the targeting of hospitals did not ever stop.